Okay, so who am I to tell you about playing guitar? I mean, look at me, I'm sitting here in my dressing gown with my stupid dad t-shirt. My hair's a mess, Tesco reading glasses, guitar that cost me 120 quid. My phone is propped up against a pot of what appears to be ant killer. I don't kill ants, but someone obviously does. And I'm here to share my knowledge with you, for better for worse. I'm on a day off, I don't usually dress like this, but there's no point in dirtying up laundry, is there? If you're not planning on going out. So just a few guitar tips for beginners, and knowledge that I wish that I'd had all those years ago. It's going to vary. Your mileage and your experience is going to vary depending on whether you want to play guitar because you want to sing songs, or whether you want to become some sort of demon, lead guitar player, because obviously all these things are relevant. So very quickly, if you want to play songs, the best thing to do is learn just 2 songs at once. Not at once, obviously, but what you do is you spend 10 minutes practicing one, or half an hour practicing one, and then go on to the other one. Apparently, the brain likes learning things in pairs. So let's just say you're learning, I don't know, Brown Eyed Girl, and then after that you decide to learn, I don't know, something really unusual, like Wonderwall. Oh yeah, Wonderwall, how about that? So you practice Wonderwall for half an hour, and then you get fed up with that, as if you'd ever get fed up with Wonderwall. Yeah, you get fed up with that, and then you go, right, I'm going to practice Brown Eyed Girl for a bit. So you do that, and then when you go back to Wonderwall, all of a sudden you find you can play it better, because your brain has stored that information, and while you're working on the new thing, there's some sort of part of your brain that's processing the other bit, and when you go back to it, it's really, really wonderful. So this is why we learn things in pairs. Okay, this is the best knowledge that I can possibly impart on you. Most people, the reason they don't learn anything is because they try and learn 10 songs all at once. They don't put the time in, and then when they're on stage, they're kind of, trying to chunk their way through the song and getting stuck. What you need to do is learn one song to the point where you are so good at playing that song, you can do it with your eyes shut. So don't just practice it, sitting there looking at the chords and blah, blah, blah. Put your guitar strap on and walk around the kitchen and play it without even looking at the guitar. You might not be able to do it straight away, but ideally, if you're on stage playing to your audience, you want to be having some sort of eye contact with them. Like, look at me, I own this stage. This is where I am right now, and I own this stage. Rather than, looking down at your notes or staring at your feet. So this is the thing. So that's what you really need to be doing. So just practice 2 songs at once, but really practice the crap out of them so you can do them with your eyes shut before you even consider going to do anything like, I don't know, an open mic or something. Most open mics, they'll give you 3 songs. Some of them will only give you 2. But if you just practice 2 so you're awesome at them, it's better to get up and just do 2 songs, and especially, because the poor long-suffering open mic host, and I should know because I am one, the poor long-suffering open mic host often has to, struggle to get everyone on. So if you're only doing 2 songs instead of 3, you're doing him a favour as well. He will thank you for it. Or maybe he won't, but, he'll be grateful anyway. Now, if you want to learn guitar because you want to play lead guitar, the thing to remember, the essential thing, is you have to make the guitar sing. You need to make the guitar sound glorious. That's what counts. I'm not saying it doesn't help to learn a million notes all at once. But the main thing is learning to make the guitar sound beautiful. Because people would rather hear something that sounds beautiful than just something that sounds mechanical. I'm not saying a million notes per hour can't be a great thing, because it can. But you still want to make it sound beautiful. So learn to play one note beautifully. Think about your vibrato. There's up and down vibrato there, and then, sideways, slightly different. Up and down vibrato is quite pronounced, and sideways is a little more, subtle. Learn to play inversions of chords, not just the chords down in the cowboy positions, but all your inversions. Have a day where you just practice 1 chord at a time in various different places around the fretboard. Everywhere. For familiarise yourself with the instrument. Maybe just practice 2 chords. Have a, I don't know, let's have a G and a D. See what I mean? Practice your scales. Scales are really, really, really important. And the reason we learn scales is not so you can clutter your brain up with loads and loads of information. That's the very last reason we learn scales. The reason we learn scales is just to put the knowledge of where everything is, all the notes, in your fingers, so that you don't have to think about it. So when you want to find a tune, your fingers just know where it is. You know, you don't need to have a... you don't need to have any... You're not trying to put this knowledge in your brain. You're just trying to get your fingers to automatically know where things are. Like the plumber that's been doing, you know... I'm going to say sink valves because I don't know what I'm talking about with plumbing because I'm not a plumber. But the plumbers that's been fitting these things, you know, maybe when he was fitting one, you know, when he first started as an apprentice, it took him bloody ages. Now he can do it with his eyes shut, even if there's, you know, no light in the kitchen because, you know, he's being sexually harassed by the woman who he's working for, and she's turned all the lights off and she's trying to feel him up in the dark, and he can still fit that valve and then turn around and he probably knows where her boobs are as well. Don't really know where I'm going with this. Guitars, you don't need to buy an expensive one, right? I mean, I've got some expensive guitars, but every time I'm on stage, I'm using something that cost me 120 quid, 200 quid. My friend Chris Payne, you want to go and check him out, Chris Payne. He's friends with me on here, on this platform, and on other platforms, because I'm sending this out on TikTok. It's going to go everywhere, hopefully. This has been a one take, by the way. So yes, my housemate did come in a minute ago, and bless her, she tried to be quiet. So, but I'm not going to do this again. This is it. But anyway, he's absolute living proof. He's one of the best guitarists I know. He's absolutely fantastic. I mean, I can't even tell you how good he is, right? But go and check him out. But the point is, he never plays expensive guitars on stage. The guitar he loves the most at the moment cost him a couple of £100. It's a purple one. That's all I'm going to say. You don't need to buy a Gibson Les Paul. Nice though it is to have one, and Gibson Les Pauls are lovely. But an Epiphone Les Paul will bring you pretty much as much joy for a fraction of the cost. There is something lovely about a Gibson, but whether it's worth that much more money is entirely up to you. But you don't need to worry about it now. Get a shitty guitar, get it set up well in the guitar shop, and learn to make it sing. This is the important thing. Take it everywhere with you. Don't ever be anywhere without it. Sleep with your guitar. I've said this before in other tutorials, what I've done, because this isn't my first rodeo, okay? Sleep with your guitar and do things that, you know, facilitate your guitar playing. Like, let's just say you had to go to Tesco with a friend or your partner, and you decide to stay with the car. Then while they're in there doing the shopping, you can practice your guitar. Now, you can practice your guitar in the car, or you can stand outside the car like I do, leaning against the old Volvo, strumming a few chords, and guess what? People come along and give you money. You're not even busking, but it does happen. I can vouch for that myself. If you decide to go down the route of busking in the street, that is a lovely, lovely, lovely thing to do. It will make you immune to everyone and everything, human criticism, and it will make you very sharp at your job. You'll suddenly get very good practicing in front of people. Also, because you're in the street and you're not at a pub, you know, and there's no particular paymaster, the whole world is your paymaster. You play what you like in the street. When you're at a pub, they might say you're not allowed to play your own songs, we only want you to do covers. Okay, that's an agreement you'll have to work out with those guys. Some pubs are more lenient than others, and they don't mind if you play a few originals. Some pubs are like, no, you've got to play the cloud page, you've got to be 6 on 5, mate, otherwise you're out of your ear, blah, blah, blah. See what I'm saying? So think about these things. I'm determined not to make this video more than 10 minutes long, so we're into 9 minutes now. Picks, if you want to choose a pick, well, that's up to you. I think that personally a harder pick's great. When you're first starting out, strumming with the soft pick is kind of easy, and that's great, but you can't get enough attack on it. You can play softly with a hard pick, but you can't play hard with the soft pick, if you know what I mean. You know, it's easier to take away than it is to add, you know what I mean. And it makes you more flexible of the wrist if you have to compensate with a harder pick. I always use hard picks, at least 1.3 millimeters, sometimes even 3 millimeters. Anything else? Don't be afraid of the capo. The capo is a useful thing. But also learn to play chords up and down the net in different positions, you know, open positions. main thing is, the best thing I can possibly say is bloody enjoy yourself. Guitar playing is a beautiful, lovely thing. I've been Si Gennaro. Contact me. Cheers. Bye.